Who wants a quick rundown on how I'm finding the Vittoria Terrino Dry tires? I've used the tires for almost 400k now. Yeah, almost 400. My maths aren't working right now. So I think that I can give you a very fair review and a comparison against the tires that came with my Norco Sector. Come on, Norco, stop naming everything S's. So the Norco came with these Hutchinson Overides, and I really enjoyed using them in the dry summer conditions. Now, before I bought my Vittoria Terrinos, guess what happened? I went out in the wet and I took a header and I hit my head on a rock. Yes, that can explain a few things, but luckily I was wearing a helmet, and so should you. As you can see, this tire is not very aggressive, but let me reiterate, it is perfect for summer conditions. The shoulder knobs give you just enough grip and traction for almost any kind of gravel and roots and trail systems, and the slick tread in the middle is ideal for road. When I take a header, things gotta change. So out with the Hutchinsons, in with the Vittoria Terrino Dries. And what did I get? 700 by 33s. These are marketed as cyclocross tires, so they're very light and they are made specifically to go fast. Now, whether or not these are going to go fast on the tarmac, that remains to be seen. If you can have a close look here on the middle tread, it is kind of smooth. They have this snake skin pattern, which is supposed to allow for low rolling resistance on the tarmac, but will give a bit of grip on the gravel and trails and going up any pitches. On the shoulder, which you can obviously see, are very good amount of knobs. Again, this isn't a scientific review of these tires. I'm just telling you that these things have been absolutely fantastic. I've been riding in the rain, wet conditions, mud, wet trail, on the road, and I have had no negative experiences with these tires. These Hutchinsons, when I'm riding them and I hit a corner and I'm banked over, whether it's on the road or the trail, it's like there's an edge, a ledge. It's hard to explain. It's like the tire isn't really round, so when you're at an angle, it's like you kind of fall off of a ledge. So I never had a lot of good cornering confidence with these tires. I just can't explain it. It's almost like this ledge in the middle. You're on one side of it or the other. But these, it's almost like the tire is perfectly round. It's like these knobs don't exist. Does that make sense? I can have the bike leaned over really far, either on the road or on the trail, and the transition is perfectly smooth. So I don't know how they do it. Now, I run them both at about 35 to 40 psi because I'm a small guy, and there's only, was it 3 centimeters width between Terrinos and the Hutchinsons. So the control in the corners are fantastic with this tire. And I'm not just talking on the trail, I'm talking on the road as well. As I mentioned, these are tubeless ready tires. About tubeless, I'll be done in a minute, just chill out. I'm not ready to go tubeless. I have the most incredible good luck when it comes to flats. I ride some pretty rough stuff. I do a lot of mileage, and I just don't get flat tires, so I haven't felt the need to go tubeless yet. What I do run are the Vittoria latex inner tubes in these, inner tubes. the Vittoria latex tubes, and they have been fantastic. One of the knocks against going latex is they are prone to punctures, but I've used them for a year and I haven't had one flat. The latex is lighter than the normal, is it called butyl tubes? The ride is supposed to be more supple with latex. I don't understand that word. Anyways, there is a difference, so I am sticking with that combination until my luck turns around and I start getting a shit ton of flats. I say if you're trying to decide between some tires right now, search the Terrinos. You'll see that they won a bunch of awards for like best gravel tire. What else was I comparing these to? I was looking at getting Specialized Sawtooth or the Pathfinders. I found that the Pathfinders, they shared too much design. What am I trying to say? They're very much like the Hutchinson Overide. I bought them off of eBay. Did I say eBay? A quick side note. Before COVID, I would buy everything off of eBay and ship it down into the States and then walk across and bring it back to Canada. We save some big bucks that way. What I meant to say was Amazon. Amazon.ca. $60 Canadian per tire. I think it was $125 tax to the door. I just know that for me, they are a very, very good tire. The true test, whether or not this is the perfect all-rounder, will be in the summer when I'm doing a lot of faster, longer rides on the road instead of the trails. Let's get on with the tour now, shall we? It's clear that I use my bike. It's clear that I use it in a lot of wet, gross conditions. There's a lot of people out there, for some reason, they don't believe in fenders. I don't get it. Why do you want to get your ass and your back covered in mud and grime and salt? I just don't get it. I guess people just want to look cool. This is a fender system by SKS, German manufacturer. It works with a quick release system on your seat post. So when I want, I can just clip it on, go for a blast, protect my clothing and my ass and my gear. And when I don't want it on, I just flick this gray switch here and take it off. It's as simple as that. And on the front, again, same manufacturer, SKS. They make a front fender. Now, this is actually not one whole piece. I've actually bought two front fenders and I just flipped one to get more coverage on the front tire. And just like the rear fender, it's quick release, comes on and off, and you're done. No hardware needed. The only modification I've done, you can see the fender ends roughly right here. I've just taken a piece of plastic and glued it to the inside of this. What else? The triangle bag. This is from Mountain Equipment Co-op. Now, they discontinued this. I don't know why. It is a fantastic little frame bag. It holds everything I need. On the right side, I usually put my cell phone and keys or garage fob, and on the left side, you can see I have my tools, nutrition, anything else like that, GoPro batteries. The only downside to this system, oh, someone's awake. Someone's pissed off. It blocks putting on a bottle cage. Now I do have one on, obviously, and it's worked really well. If I need more water for longer rides, this bike actually has a mount on the bottom side for another bottle cage. 1x setup, SRAM Rival or SRAM. This bike is, like I said, it's a Norco section, full carbon, cost me $2,000 used. The cockpit, what is this? You're probably going, what in the hell is that? Well, this is what I call the honky honk horn. The reason I use this is because I ride a lot on the Vetter Rotary Trail in Chilliwack. And that trail is heavily used by senior citizens and mums with strollers. Next to that, you have your bike computer, the Wahoo Bolt, custom-made GoPro mount for when I'm not hand holding anything. I just clamp it into that buckle system. Last but not least, what is that? Yeah, it looks ugly as hell, but what is it? This is just a holster for this. This is my GoPro setup, and all I do is drop it in there. It doesn't move around too much. I can actually record with it in there, and it stays forward facing. And when I need to, I just take it out, blah, 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 and then I just drop it back in there. All I did was I went to the hardware store and bought a 3-foot section of PVC pipe. I sanded down the edges so they're a little smooth. I drilled holes in either side of this. And then, as you can see here, I put a little high density foam in between the contact points. I don't know if you can see the other one. And then I zap strapped it all to the bike, to the stem and the handlebars. And that's my holster for the GoPro. That's the cockpit, everybody. That's a little tire review and a bike tour. I think I gotta walk that dog now. He's getting pissed off at me. Oh, before I go, nah, that's it. Goodbye.